Thank you for listening to A Lesbian in Her Feelings. My name is Sierra. I'm the host, and yes, I did change my podcast name because I felt like the name I had was just super oversaturated. It didn't fit me. Like now, everybody knows I'm gay, I'm a lesbian, and most of the time, I'm always in my feelings. Now, I know it's been a while since I posted an episode, and I'm just going to dive right in and just tell you guys like what's been going on, what's the tea, what's been happening in my life. I recently started a journey of like soloness, doing things alone, prioritizing me, my mental health. What does that look like for me? Well, going to therapy every week, gym routine, eating more healthy, figure out what it is that I want out of life, who I am. So I haven't really been focused on the outside world and connections with people. I've just started to let things be how they are because I feel like I've talked about this in my previous episodes. I've been putting a lot of time and energy into other people and not into myself, which causes just a lot of stress, chaos, overthinking. Because as you know, some people are just not going to show up for you the way that you're showing up for them. So, the way that I'm showing up for other people, I'm showing up for myself now. Now, along the way of this, I have rekindled some things with people just because I felt it in my heart to do so. There are certain instances where I just feel like there's no reason to end a friendship over petty shit. And sometimes it could be you in the scenario that's being super petty or the both of you. Most of the time it takes two to tango, but this was somebody that I hold it dear in my heart, and there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think about her. I always wondered about what she was doing, how she was, because I knew her mental state wasn't well. And I know she really needed friends around her who actually cared. And I was one of those people. And I genuinely just want to help her and be there for her hard times, her good times, celebrate her winnings, all of it. Now that we're friends again, now that we're trying to pick up where we left off, rekindle our friendship, I'm not getting lost in that. I'm still going to be on my journey of doing me. I'm not worried about the outside world, but I'm open. I'm open to connections. I'm open to people reaching out to me and asking me to do things. But right now, 2026 is the year for me. We're talking about my rebrand being in my feelings now instead of being in my feelings about other people, which is normal. I want to be in my feelings about myself, allowing myself to feel certain emotion, to be upset when I feel like I'm not progressing or I did one thing when I knew I was supposed to do the next. And how can I improve? How can I change that? Like, that's the era that I'm in. You know how many times I've gotten upset with people because they weren't showing up for me. They couldn't go and do what I wanted to do. So I felt like I couldn't go do it because they weren't by my side and I was uncomfortable doing things alone. I missed out on so much shit by doing that. And this year, 2026, I refuse to miss out on anything anymore. I'm going to learn to be comfortable to do things by myself. I'm not going to wait on an invitation. I'm not going to not go to this concert because nobody else can go with me. Like, I'm learning to be comfortable being alone. So if you're also on this journey, you are not alone. It's not easy, but it gets easier every time. I don't know if anybody has realized this, but being upset at somebody because they're not doing certain things for you, it's valid. But can you just imagine starting to do those things for yourself? It's like the resentment for that person or like the feelings of being upset, they fade away because you're starting to do those things for yourself. So you don't really start to care anymore. And then there becomes that disconnect between you and that person. And then you start to question, okay, well, I'm giving this to myself. You're not giving it to me, and that's fine. But what is your purpose in my life if I'm not receiving what I'm giving to myself from you? I'll let that sink in just a little bit. The more and more energy that you put into yourself, you really do start to figure out like what it is that you want and like who you are and kind of just what you won't settle for anymore because you're giving it to yourself. You're falling back in love with yourself. You don't really have time or energy to be in your feelings because somebody's not giving you this. This person's not doing this for you. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be sad about it because you might really love this person or really like this person, or if it's like a friendship thing, maybe you want them to just be there for you the way that you are there for them. You want them to be around more. It's okay to feel those feelings. I feel them all the time, but I recenter them. I bring it back to, okay, well, what can I do for myself to make myself feel better? Like, let me go and do this by myself. Let me do this. So instead of making it about them, you make it about yourself. And that's just honestly how you start to move on with life. When you start having that mentality and that mindset to just keep moving forward, thinking about yourself as others are doing, it's not being selfish, it's just taking care of yourself and putting yourself first. And if anybody says that you're selfish, well, that's their own opinion. You're putting yourself first. You're prioritizing yourself. Nobody else put you as a priority. That's okay. And now you can start acting funny with your energy and your time. Because guess what? I done created me a whole month's planner. Every week I plan out what I'm gonna do. I'm going to the gym, I'm going to therapy. I'm having a time to set aside for creative time, whether that's journaling, playing video games, drawing, whatever the case may be. One day for self care or like a solo date. I plan it out for the week, my goals, my priorities, my habits. And something that I will never do is push the plans that I have set out for myself for somebody else. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to be me. I will fit you into my schedule, but I won't replace what I have going on for myself, for my mental health, for my well being, for somebody else, especially if that person never did the same for me. Like they never gave me any of their time or energy when I wanted it. So sometimes it is time to be a little bit selfish with yourself, your time, and your energy. And don't go back on that because once you start doing that, you're not prioritizing yourself anymore. You're probably going to start falling back into bad habits, probably going to fall back into not having those boundaries with people, just accepting things for what they are, you know? Stick to the plan, stick to the boundaries, stick to the routine. I will say though, having like a strict schedule or a plan definitely does help with prioritizing yourself and things that you want to do. Because it's always something that you can look back at, things that you remember. And if you are ever feeling like you are very inconsistent, regardless of what that might be for, I know I struggle with inconsistency a lot. So I'll have to train myself and my brain to stop that. Just stop it because I'm not going to be where I want to be if I keep backtracking. Always starting something but never finishing it. And you realize when you don't really have a plan, you're just going with the flow all the time. It's like you also prioritize other people over yourself because you don't have a plan, but you're always looking for one to hang out with other people, to do this, to do that. You're giving away all of your time and energy. Not to yourself, though. So honestly, answer this. When is it going to be time for you to put your foot down and put yourself first? What about all those things that you said you wanted to do or hobbies that you want to start? Why aren't you doing them? When are you going to start actually doing them before life just passes you by and you can't? When are you going to start taking yourself seriously? Setting boundaries. When are you going to stop being so in your feelings about people that have already shown you that they don't prioritize you or that they don't really care? Like I said, it's okay to sit in it for a while, but after that, it's time to figure out your next move, your next plan. Like what is it that you're going to do to help yourself feel better? What can you do? Let's not cap. A lot of people, probably the people listening to this right now, you're stuck in situations because you you want to be. Unless somebody is literally holding a gun to your head, nobody can make you do anything that you don't want to do. Here's another thing that can happen when you start prioritizing yourself and putting all of your energy, time, and effort into yourself. You start taking on these, healthy hobbies and things that you want to do to transform yourself and your life. Maybe eating better, going to the gym, not going out as much, not drinking any alcohol, just good things for yourself. Maybe you post about it. Maybe you posted like an Instagram story saying, "Oh, I went to the gym today," or you after your workout, before your workout. People can clearly see what you're doing, what type of lifestyle that you're living or you're trying to live. They see like you're trying to transform your life and do something differently. You will see people just start to fall off because there's a disconnect. And that's okay. But then you just really start to see like who was really fucking with you and who was not, or who is trying to better themselves in their life and who wants to just stay in the same cycle that they're in. Who are really party friends, who are not, who's down to go to the gym with you, do mindful activities, and who's not. You're elevating and they're staying the same, and that's okay. But that's just something you start to notice. That's something that I started to notice. But it's okay not to be invited to things. It's okay not to be favored, not to be liked. It's okay not to have any support from your friends, from your family. Most of the time, strangers are going to be that for you, that support that you need. People that you don't even know. And that's when you can build a new community, new friends that have the same interests, same hobbies as you. I talk about this a lot because it's just a reoccurring thing. I feel like I myself struggle with, and so do other people. So I feel like you guys need to hear this as well as myself. It's okay to be alone. Same thing goes for romantic relationships as well. Just because you're in one doesn't mean that you stop giving yourself the same love that you were giving yourself in the beginning before you even met them. There's going to be times where your partner doesn't show up for you. I don't know the situation, but there's going to be times. And you have to remember you are you. You can do these things yourself. And that's why a lot of people get lost in relationships because they just get too comfortable. They start losing themselves to the world, reality. They sit in comfort, not even knowing for sure if they even really like each other anymore. I feel like a relationship that's healthy, there should definitely be a balance between the time that you guys spend and the time that you guys spend alone. And if you lose yourself in a relationship, is it even healthy? Why is that person not helping you Stay true to yourself. To answer that, it's not healthy. Because can you imagine just being this fiery person with all this passion and ideas and hobbies and love for yourself before you even met them? Knowing who you are, you meet them, you fall in love, and just as time goes by, it's just you get lost in a relationship, you get lost in love. Why is that? Blinded by love? Maybe people should come with a caution. I might blind you with my love. You might forget about yourself and be all about me. A partner should motivate you to keep doing the things that you love. Or if you don't even know what that is, you don't know who you are, what you like, etc. Your partner should be able to help you find those things. They should encourage you to be better. Be better, do better, get better, and the other person has to be accepting to it. No reason to be lost in a relationship. I've done it plenty of times. It's not fun. You get tangled up in love. I get tangled up in love. The idea of love, the person. I'm infatuated. But did I really know who I was? Did I really have any hobbies? Was I taking care of myself? No. All of that was out the door. Standards, what were they? Boundaries? Love for myself, self respect? What? But horrible people like that. You like when you're like that. People who are narcissists, abusers, manipulative, they like that. They like that you don't know where you're going in life. They like that you're so starstruck and in love with them, infatuated, because you get to focus on them, right? I've been there. I have done that. I've dealt with people like that. And they know how to pick them, they know how to smell people who are like that. But the people who know themselves, know what they want out of life, you can't get them to just be 100% about you in their relationship. And some people don't like that. But I'm sorry. I'm definitely going to make some time for myself to pursue things that I love and that I'm passionate about. And you should be supporting me. If not, goodbye. Or if you're not on the same journey, goodbye. Because who were you before you met me? Were you just on the same wavelength? Like, were you just out there winging it and you're getting with me now? You don't want to be better? Or maybe you were better and you got with me and you're getting too comfortable. Like, either way, we got to be up. This right here just makes me think about all the time and energy I put into people who just really didn't care about me and that I was just so infatuated and in love with. And so, just in my feelings about people, just when you think about it, you actually just sit and think about like all the time and energy that you put into people that you could have been putting into yourself and how far you could have been in life. But if you're still stuck in that pattern, I'm telling you, it's time to get out. We aren't getting any younger, we're getting older. And you don't want to lose all of your life being wrapped up in somebody. We had our young, we had our naive time in our life, but most of us are adults. And if you're not and you're watching this, let this be a sign to start now. Take everything that I've said and start putting yourself first. Every bit of information that I gave today in this episode, make it useful for you. Have you ever thought about, well, maybe this is like the missing step? This could be literally the missing step as to why maybe you're not attracting the right type of people as well into your life. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you want. You're not prioritizing self care. You're not spending time alone. That could be the key to finding someone who checks all of your boxes. Because if you don't know what you want or who you are, how can you expect to find that person or know what you're looking for? I believe everything teaches you a lesson, It helps you be prepared for anything that comes your way, to make sure you're taking these lessons and you're learning from them as well before you end up in the same type of cycle. Do you guys know how many times I've moved states to be with somebody, or traveled far, or they've traveled far to be with me or to live with me? Because I felt like I needed something, I needed somebody, and it was quick. Everything that I've had was quick. Felt like I needed somebody. I didn't want to be alone. Didn't really take the time to get to know these people really deeply. Didn't really know myself or what I wanted. I just wanted to be loved. Do you know how chaotic that is, or how chaotic it was? But of course, I came to the point where I just didn't want that anymore. Throughout the years, I have times where I had to put myself first. I've tapped into all different types of things, spirituality. I learned to meditate and center my chakras and get back more to the earth. Fell off from that because of a toxic relationship. I lost myself. I let myself get lost in it. And it was toxic. It was bad for me. So basically, I'm saying this all to say, if you knew who you were before and you let somebody take that from you, don't think that you can't get back to that, because you can. I've done it time and time again. If you're letting somebody take that from you now, just know that you do have the strength to fix the situation and the problem at hand. Even if it's just a small step, getting a planner, writing out your days, goals, priorities, what you want to do, what steps can you take. I'm telling you, it helps. It helps me. Taking yourself out on a date. Have a self-care day. Take a bubble bath. Do some skincare. Put on a face mask. Those are steps. If those are things that you used to love to do, pick one thing that you would love to do or that you used to do, whether it's a hobby, a skill, a side hustle. Just pick one thing, start doing it, and I promise you, you're going to start falling in love with that one thing, and then it'll turn into the next, and then the next, and then the next. And then you kind of really just start, you don't really give a fuck about what's going on anymore. The reality of things in life, and you want to change yourself, your scenario, the circumstances that you're in. But I really appreciate everyone listening and tuning into A Lesbian in Her Feelings. Hopefully, this helped you guys get some clarity into your situation and give you the chance to get to know me a little bit better. Make sure that you guys tune in every Sunday. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned for more.